Hmm. Oh, okay. This pushes top. Okay. This.
Oh, there I am. Hello. I don't know if anybody can hear me very well. Actually, maybe I should check something here. We'll run this in Firefox, which will be a long delay, but just gonna see. I don't know if anybody can hear me very well. Actually, maybe I should check something here. We'll run this in Firefox, which will be a long delay, but okay, tell me how this is. Actually, it'd be myself, so nobody's in here. Hear me very well. Actually, maybe I should check something here. We'll run this in Firefox, which will be a long delay, but okay, tell me how this is. Actually, it'd be myself, so nobody's in here. Hear me very well. Actually, maybe I should check something here. Run this in Firefox, which will be a long delay. But that is so weird. That should not be. Tell me how this is. Shouldn't be hearing multiple versions of myself. So nobody's in here. Hear me very well. Actually, maybe I should check something here. Oh, desktop audio. Desktop. I don't want desktop audio. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so this should work. I'm going to turn it down a little bit further, I think, because it still seems kind of loudish, kind of. It's not real loud, but let's just do it a little bit more subtle. There we go. That should do it. That should be okay. And let's just go ahead and I'll close this. And let's get to work. Alright, so notifications, okay, that's alright. I don't know actually how much of actual Redot redo development I'll be doing, but I'll do it a little bit. I'll see if I can get something set up or whatever, because I actually have a whole lot to do. If anybody watched my stream yesterday, this is actually ChatGPT. That's not what I want. Where's oh, there we go. So I was explaining how I'm going to do this in steps, and I won't go through all of it today because I already did that yesterday. But basically, this is a roadmap that I'm working with, and then as I was going over it, I realized that some of the steps are kind of not, how do I say it, congruent, or I don't know how to say it. They're not out of order, but they kind of don't work together. Let me see if I can remember exactly where that is. Okay, so in here in section 9, I have implement interactive decision points, which is basically meant to be where before you had to you type stuff out, or you use the keyboard to like go north or whatever. And so the idea was that at some point I would switch from using the keyboard to actually using the mouse to click on the option to go. But the only problem is I'm already introducing a parser here in part 5, and so because it's still text based, so I was thinking, you go from choose your own adventure to something with the extra navigation, independent navigation, because later on you'll be moving a character on the screen. It'll just be point and click, and that's like way on down the line. But then just adding things in like audiovisual elements and stuff. And then I was going to introduce a parser before I got into the full interactive part of it. Well, the decision points are no longer decision points. Right now they're text commands, or verb, noun, move rock, open door, that sort of thing. And so it kind of doesn't work to go from a parser, which is like fully interactive in a way, to going to a limited point and click. And so I was trying to figure out yesterday what I could do in that line. See, if I did it afterwards, if I moved the parser up, at this point I don't really have graphics and stuff, because it was going to be a gradual thing, like I gradually introduce graphics. So the interactive decision points has got to be, I don't know if that's just got to be completely removed, or see, I got puzzle design here before the interactive decision points. So like I have a parser. Let's see, I wasn't going to have any real puzzles, I guess. So all of this is kind of, I need to rearrange it somehow. I was actually using ChatGPT to help me figure this out, so let's see about, maybe I can put this back into ChatGPT, even though this is what came out after I modified it, but maybe I can get it to suggest something that makes it make more sense. Another thought that I had possibly was the fact that maybe it doesn't matter that the interactive decision points, I guess the interactive decision points should be gone, not the interactivity part of it. So you got creation of clickable hotspots down here, right? And I got backgrounds and scene visuals, right? Replace textual descriptions with visual representation of scenes, which would already be partly in that. And then clickable hotspots for player interaction. So maybe the decision point step can be removed, but the rest of this stuff won't be removed, and the parser will still be there. That sounds like a better idea. So let's, here, I'm gonna copy this text and put it into ChatGPT and tell it to do it, because I was kind of using that to help me figure this out. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go to, I guess let's go to, can I go to copy? Should I just go to copy? Copy? Or is that copying the link? What's it copying? Here, let's see something here. I'm still kind of new to Linux, and now I gotta find out where, like a notepad kind of program. I know it has one in here because I used it before, but accessories, font manager, font viewer. We've got Gedit, Gnote, notes. I don't know what the difference between Gnote and notes is. Notes. maybe they're the same program. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Well, maybe it does matter because it's like a post-it note program. That's not what I want either. So how do I get rid of that? Oh, okay, like that. Okay, so let's maybe I'll have to use gedit. I don't remember which exactly. Oh, there, text editor. That's what I wanted. Text editor. It doesn't have to take up the whole screen. Okay, let's do a paste here. Okay, I did copy everything. Okay. Close without saving. Let's go into ChatGPT. So here is revision delta. As it was when I last used ChatGPT. I don't know if I should say since I last used you or since I last used ChatGPT. I'm not sure, but whatever. Just enter to go down, paste, enter, enter. Okay. Okay, so I would like to remove step, I think it's step 9, interactive decision points. Since I will be past decision points with the fact that I implemented a parser at this time. Okay, let's see what ChatGPT replies with. I don't know if it'll repeat. And nothing's happening. Why is nothing happening? Okay. Hello? Please. Oh, it's still processing, I guess. Maybe it's too busy right now. Okay, so I'm waiting. It's just this. That's weird. It's kind of like a simple. Yeah, I'm not sure what it's doing. Okay, fine. I'll probably end up. I guess I could edit it, at least from here. Let's go ahead and edit. And actually, I can do that. No, Control Z. Let's not do that just yet. Let's see if I can open. Since I'm dual booting with Windows 10 right now, most of my drives are in TFS format. So let's go to Data Store. Let's go to Dev Stuff. Let's go to Enchanted Lands, I believe. It's not that. No, those are video updates. My last video updates. Let's see. Is it the roadmap? Level 5 outline. Let's see if we're. Vertical slice roadmap. I don't know if any of this is revision A. At one point I was using letters for revisions, and then I decided to switch to Roman numerals, or not Roman numerals. I did at one point, I think. I had some Roman numerals in there, but Greek alphabet. That doesn't appear to be in there, so let's see. Adventure game steps? Maybe that's it. I'm not sure if that's it or not. Graphic adventure. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Decision points. Huh, that's weird that I should have a text file somewhere that actually has this. Maybe this is it. This is revision delta. Okay. So we'll be starting revision epsilon here in a second. Yeah, let's do something. These are steps for the choose your own adventure part of it. If you don't know, I am doing this in steps. I'm going to start with a choose your own adventure, then I'm going to gradually introduce interaction, a parser, more puzzles, more stuff. It'll be text, and then I'll start adding graphics gradually. Actually, step 4, I have some basic background graphics and some background music. I'll just use some free stuff. Okay. Now, the question is, can I save it? Because this is in Linux, not Windows, which I don't mind because it's just a text file. So, here. Okay, that's fine. That works, I guess. Let's see if ChatGPT has come back. Removing step 9 will streamline the remote. Let me know if you'd like help reorganizing or adjusting the sequence to reflect this change. Okay, so it removed it, but it didn't display it. That's kind of weird, but that's okay. Okay. So please renumber it. And display it back here. Here, I'll make sure to be explicit with the 9th step full decision points removed. Wait, clickable decision points removed. And display it back here. Okay. And hopefully it will do it and not take forever to do it. I always kind of wonder if, because this is kind of a long conversation, I always wonder if ChatGPT has problems with long conversations. You know, I talk to it and it seems to act like there's not a problem there because it's like saved somewhere, and so basically it's reading a text out of a database or something. But okay, good. We'll let that finish here. It's going a little bit slow. It's probably a little. Anyways. Okay, let's see here. Let's go into. That's not what I meant. That's just YouTube. Okay. Let's go back to OBS. Woo! Zoom in. And text files. Yeah, you can actually see. I guess you can actually see the chat here, and I guess you'll be able to see in Hex Chat too. So, if anybody in Hex Chat doesn't want their Hex Chat to be displayed on my stream, let me know, and I'll figure out a way of making sure that you don't have to see it, or that I don't have to end up showing some text here. Okay, stream is going well. And see, I wonder, you know, this showed before how many people were in there. Why is this thing still saying upcoming? Because I'm not doing an upcoming. I'm already streaming it right now. Let's see something here. Let's go to content. Live. And this is live currently. So how come it's not showing me the number? I don't know, it's just a weird... some sort of weird thing. See, I don't know how many is actually connected. I can look at the chat. I could probably look at the stream directly though, couldn't I? Let's see something here. Paste. No, that wouldn't be the stream, would it? Okay. Actually, let's just go to my channel. Your videos. Okay, fine. Live. Let's go in there. Let's click on that. And let's see what we got here going on here. Only one watching, which is fine. Alright, I'm gonna shut that down for a little bit, and instead we're going to go back to, let's see, ChatGPT. Okay, so we should have 15. Basic choose your own style adventure. Navigation system, which is, it means independent navigation system. It means up here I'd have a deal where like in a regular choose your own adventure, it'd be like, you know, to the left is an old church or something, or old ruins. To the left, to the north is you know, a house or something, and you know, then there'd be coming up go to the house, or go to the old church, or go here, and you either select a number or whatever. Down here I wanted to separate the navigation system as a separate step, because eventually the interaction is going to be separate from the navigation, because it's going to be like fully animated and stuff. And so I just wanted to make a separate deal, so it'll have a separate menu down below. It'll have the directions you can go in, or it might just be a list of directions you can go in, instead of like you'll still have decision points, but you might have decision points in the scene. Yeah. So I don't know. That might need to be just folded into each other when I actually start doing this, which shouldn't be very long. When I start doing the choose your own adventure part, and when I get it done, I'll recheck my navigation system thing, because it almost seems kind of superfluous too. So you'll have a... Anyways, okay, so we got choose your own style, navigation system, which may or may not be separate in the end, multiple player characters, and then add audio-visual elements, which just basically means like static images, and they'll be small, kind of thumbnail-ish deals. Maybe they'll be to the right of the text or something. And later on, they'll be used as a basis for backgrounds later. And like background music, like I'll get some Creative Commons or public domain, or you know, just something that's not copyrighted, just to kind of set a mood and stuff, just so I can have audio actually in the program. Then I do the parser, which is basic text commands. You won't be picking up stuff or doing anything, so it'll be just basic, you know. Probably you know, go north, go to house, go to wherever. Maybe there'll just be a decision point form. In other words, to the north of you is a house, so you'll be able to type go north or N or go to house or something of that nature. Increase the complexity of interactions. More verbs and actions. I didn't really know exactly what I was going to go for here because after I got the implementation of the inventory system and I think that the parser was going to be to choose your decision point by typing it in instead of hitting a single like key. So you'd be able to type it in, and you'd be able to type various deals. And then I don't know what I was going to do here. If I was going to do more here or whatever. It seems like I do the inventory, and then I have pretty much all the interactivity that I need. In other words, maybe this was just decision points, and then this was actual things like open and unlock and this sort of thing. Yeah, I think that's the way I was going for that. So I guess I can keep that in because that was the plan there. Then of course we have the inventory system. Then we start actually making puzzles, which will be pretty exciting. I have some puzzles already like written out, but it's only a few, and we'll see when we get there where I go with that. Keep in mind that I'll probably be sharing spoilers because the whole point of this is to just basically show the process that I go through. It's not going to be the right process, the correct process. I haven't actually made a full adventure game before. I played a lot of them, but I haven't actually gone through the process of doing that. I've made games before, so it's not like I don't know what I'm doing, but at the same time, it'll be sort of like you'll be kind of learning it with me, sort of. This is no way a tutorial, obviously. And so yeah, create backgrounds and scene visuals. Right. This was actually going to I was going to replace some of the text with image, and like use those little thumbnail, those little stack images as backgrounds, and then reduce the amount of text that's shown on the screen. Text won't be gone; it'll still be primarily text, but it will. Now you'll have a visual to go with it, and now you won't need as much of a description in the text. Then we have, okay, something's not right here. Let me go back to the actual no, that's not incorrect. That's correct. Alrighty, fine. Clickable hotspots. That's right, because at this point you're still doing text, right? You're still doing text. There's a text parser. It's a full text adventure. Now you're starting to see a text adventure with some static graphics, actual backgrounds, not just little deals, right? And then in those, then you have the clickable hotspots. So that way you can go anywhere by clicking on it. So you click on something, it'll go to a room or it'll go to a location. Okay, so then we got the create visual and auditory feedback for scene interaction. So I'll start adding some sound effects and maybe some basic animations. We'll start in there, and then we'll develop the UI. Like I told you in the first one, I had this idea of using pie menus to reintroduce more options in it. I might still do that. I'm still thinking about that. NPCs as separate objects. At this point, right now, so you have an inventory. And oh, see, I don't have the interactive inventory. Possibly at this point, it'll still be a text parser based game. Why? Because until I add the full interactivity, you won't be able to play the game like you did earlier. So it'll still be in there. I won't take it out until I get all this other stuff working. Okay, inventory, interactive, character movement, and then where it goes from there is, you know, maybe it's polished, maybe it's more puzzles, maybe it's whatever, refining stuff, fixing bugs, whatever. Doesn't mean it's going to be done. It just means that I don't have any more steps to go from there. So I think that's okay. I think I can just leave it there with this. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and copy. Oh, I have to do this first though. We will now call this revision epsilon. Whenever I refer to this road, let's see. Whenever I refer to the road map, it will be considered this latest version, which is revision epsilon. Or if I want to refer to it specifically, I'll call it epsilon. Okay, so then do that. And we'll see what it does. Maybe it'll reprint it, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just say, okay, we're calling it epsilon. It's not letting me move. Okay, got it. Revision epsilon is now the default roadmap reference. Let me know how you'd like to proceed. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here, okay, first we're going to copy this, and then I'm going to actually put it into the notes. Okay, now I'm going to remove this extra okay, 12, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. Okay, development roadmap. I'll go ahead and just type revision epsilon. That. And then save it. And then I'm going to copy this text here. That. Copy. And then I'm going to go in here. Select all. Paste. Okay. And there we go. And we're going to save changes. Okay. Now, let's get a little bit out of the boring stuff. Well, still might be boring. But here, let's go ahead and... Oh, where am I? Oh, I'm in dev stuff over there. Let's go to downloads. The reason that Redot is here in downloads is because I can't change the permissions in Windows. Actually, I might be able to copy this into my... I meant NTFS. Maybe I could... This is already an executable. What if I copied it? Copy. Let's go to data store. Let's go to dev stuff. Let's go to Linux. Let's go to Redot. paste, replace, and let's check its permissions here. It doesn't have executable permissions here, does it? Okay, that's alright. It's not going to have that. Kind of annoying, but that's the way it is. Okay, so like I said, the reason it's in downloads is because I cannot change its permissions to executable, which means I can't run it from an NTFS drive, which really I should run it from an ext4 anyways, but at the same time I had my file systems have all been NTFS for a long time, and I'm going to have to maybe resize data store because it's almost an 8 terabyte hard drive, and then format it with ext4, and then make sure it gets auto mounted. But anyways, let's go ahead and start her up. Now this is test project. I wonder if I just leave test project though the way it is, so I can play around just to see. Here, let's go ahead and edit that. There's nothing in test project. Now, here's the deal. Okay, so I can do this entirely in 2D, which is how these games have been classically done. I could do it in 3D. It's not going to be in 3D. There's going to be a 2D component to it. What I decided I wanted to do, I stated yesterday, is I want 3D backgrounds. I want sprites to go in 3D space. So I'll be using the 3D sprite, which is, I believe it's a. Let's see something here. Let's change type. I don't need to do anything. I'm just change type. Here, let's see something here. Let's look up sprite 3D. Okay. And change. Okay. I have no clue what I'm doing here. I know that there will be an image associated with it, I think. Texture. I don't have anything for a texture right now though, because I'm going to be doing text for a little while. But texture, it'd be an image texture probably. I don't really know, honestly. Okay, let's just delete that. Yes, delete it. Create root node. Root node is going to be a 3D scene though. So let's go ahead and reselect that, I guess. Node 3D. This will be I don't know, a base scene, I guess. Base. Let's call it base scene. Something like that. We'll let's see. Say branch of scene. It's not saved yet. Okay, let's create a folder. Let's call it scenes. That. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. To do this, we're going to save it. Let's see. I don't remember how to do that, but I'm gonna save it in scenes. We'll call it base. That's fine. Save. Okay. And we're gonna set this as main scene for right now. There's nothing there. I'm not doing nothing to it. And I frankly don't know what I'm doing here, but that's how we'll start. Now, let's see. We're going to start with the text. So I'm going to add a... let's see what it has for text. I don't remember. Text edit, rich text label. Maybe I want a rich text label. I could have a basic label. Let's see something here. Label. We have label 3D. That's... I wonder if should I do it like that? Label 3D would, I believe, would be text in the scene. I may not want it like that. I may want it to be a regular, straight up 2D label, because the text, I'm not going to be doing the text like in the scene. Actually, I'm not really sure. I have to look up somewhere, look up some cases of rich text label things, whatever label that deals. Anyways, let's actually add a new scene here. Since there's only seems to be only one person watching here. We'll call this Godot. Okay, and then we're going to add a source. We're going to add a window capture, and okay, and we're going to choose let's see, we're going to choose Redot here. Redot engine. Okay, that's this one. Okay, and let's go ahead and this is my browser one. Let's see here. Browser. Video capture device. Copy. Copying that. Of course, you can't see that because I'm in the browser window right now. Let's go back to Godot. Let's go ahead and paste. And there we go. That's awesome. Now my ugly face is in the Godot window, which is cool, I guess. Actually, what's cool here is my mouse is showing up, but I'm in OBS here, so I'm not actually like clicking on anything until I go off here to the side. Okay, so here we go. Do I want text label or rich text label? Font styles, images, basic formatting. Maybe we want that. I'm going to go with it right now. It's going to be 2D because any text in game, not that there'll never be text in the actual finished game, but it's not going to be. I don't need a label 3D. I don't need a text in there. Excuse me. So let's create rich text label. And yeah. You're on a small, deserted island somewhere in the South Pacific. Only a lone coconut tree for shade. Okay, and that's fine. Let's see something here. Fit content. Okay. Right now, I'm just setting up a deal, and basically, I want this text to show over. Maybe I should add. Is there some sort of basic geometry I could add to the base scene so that when I overlay this over the top, I can see something in the background? We'll see if I can figure that out. Let's see. Do I want to do this? Here, and let's see something here. Scroll following, scroll active, auto wrap mode, smart. Markup, threading, text selection, displayed text. Bidirectional, what does that mean? Bidirectional, bidi. Okay. Layout. Doesn't have a control parent. Do I need a control parent? I'll have to look up the docs to see. Direction, anchors present, transform, container sizing, expand, horizontal expand, vertical expand. I'm not sure if that's, you know. Let's go up. Let's do something else instead. Yeah. Also, I actually will want it to resize, so testing. 1, 2, 3. Now it looks like it's expanding vertically, but it's not doing it horizontally. I wonder why that is. Okay, let's do a search of some sort. Here, we'll go into scene. Okay, that's my browser window. Let's check out. Okay. We got the Redot docs, which are essentially the Godot docs. Let's see something here. Rich text label. Okay. There we go. I should have did it as one thing, but that's all right. Displaying text. Okay. Description. Clear and tag. Assignment to text. Clear the tag stack and reconstruct from properties constants. Okay. Like label, rich text label doesn't have a property to horizontally align text to the center. Instead, enable by BB code enabled and surround the text in a center tag as follows. Currently no built-in way to vertically align text either, but this can be emulated by relying on anchors and containers to fit content and a fit content property. Okay, don't need to align vertically, horizontally, I get it. I can do center, that's fine. Let's see what else we got here. Actually, I have a tutorial here. Okay, so I'm sort of learning it with you, although I did several tutorials in Godot, especially one that had to do with making a text adventure and a couple other related. So it's not like I don't know anything, but at the same time, I'm still kind of learning how this works. Methods, theme properties, signals, tutorials. Okay, that's not what I want. Let's go back to the demo. Let's look at the demo here. Not found. Probably because it's in Redot, not Godot. Alrighty. Okay, let's just go. I'll just bite the bullet and go to the Godot docs. Documentation, which is okay. If I can't find it in the Redot documentation, I should go to the Godot documentation. We'll do that. We'll do rich text label. We'll go there directly. We'll go to this, which is there because it's it's actually, oh, I see. That means I have to download it and then run it in, so it's not like something I can do like in the web. Should find a way of doing it in the web browser. Let's see some here. Introduction. Labels, user BB code. Test. Content, blah blah blah. Yes. I could have just started with label, but I wanted to start with this because eventually I'm going to be going to this anyways. Alright, so let's go back to Redot. Okay. You know what? I called this stupid scene Godot. Let's rename that to Redot. Okay. And let's go back into Redot. And I need to figure out how to make this expand horizontally. I thought it would do that in layout. Here, let's also do here. I'm gonna do one more thing here in the browser. You won't see it, but that's okay. So let's do this. Rich text label. Good. I'll just go ahead and say Godot and to expand text horizontally. Recommend size property or the size flags horizontal to size expand. Horizontally to fit the specified width. The minimum size, huh? Alright. Let's go back into Godot, which you're probably looking at. Minimum size. Good data sizing. Theme overrides. Constants. No. Styles. No. Theme override's not what I want, is it? Tab size. Where is? Table H separation, text highlight, line separation. styles. Bill? I can't do styles for some reason. That's quite interesting. Here, let me check something here. So, if you want to know, I'm in. If you want to know why there's nothing appearing on screen, it's because I am in Discord and I just have that as a scene. So I need to see. Okay, so I'm in. Oh, what happened? Theme overrides. Theme overrides. I'm using a rich text label, and I just drop down theme overrides, and underneath styles I can't click anything under the styles heading. Is this having to do with a setting I have in the node, or is it a Redot versus Go thing? Maybe somebody will reply to me. Not that I necessarily need styles, but I was going to check it out just to see if anyways, let's look at theme. Empty. New theme. Base scale, default font size. Clear. Okay, that's empty. Okay, so what's the deal here? Fit content, auto wrap. Markup, nothing on markup. Threading, nothing in threading. Text selection. From there, displayed text. Layout. I don't have a minimum size. Oh, there's custom minimum size. Why didn't I see that? Custom minimum size. I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm working with as far as resolution or size or whatever, or points. I don't know how that's working here. 256. Okay. That doesn't really show me what testing again. Minimum size just sets the minimum size. How about it setting the width? I see how that works. I guess I'm kind of wrong in how that's supposed to work. Because I'm thinking, well, I type in some text, it expands it to the full width of the screen, for instance. And but that's not really how it would work, right? You're going to have a size of your box. Say your text box is going to be a certain size, and then you're wrapping your text. Otherwise, if you didn't have that to deal with, basically the line would go on and on and on off the screen or off the window. So I guess I kind of understand that. So how do I resize the text box? How do I maybe I need to go into my project settings first. Let's go into project settings here. You know, I'm doing this all backwards, right? Okay, so let's see, rendering, physics. I want kind of a basic globals. No, general. I don't need to run it right now. Boot splash. That's fine. Display window. Viewport width. Viewport height. Scale. Stretch. Initial screen. Initial position. Is that the resolution? The viewport? Oh, let's see. Oh, it actually says here, doesn't it? Okay, let's see here. Sets the game's main viewport width. On desktop platform, this is also the initial window width, represented by an indigo colored rectangle in the 2D editor. Stretch mode settings also use this reference when displaying the canvas items or viewport stretch modes. Why is it 1152 by 648? What if I want to do a 4K game? I don't even have a 4K monitor. This monitor is it's like 2K. It's like 25 something by 1440 or something like that. So I guess it's twice the 720p, I guess. Okay, let's just initially do 1280 by 720 just for the fun of it, I guess. And okay, let's leave that. Close it. Let's see, where's the minimum here? 720? No. That's not what we want. 1280. That's the full width of the screen. That's actually perfectly fine. And I guess the other thing I have to consider when I'm doing the text adventure portion, do I want a scrolling text screen? Like old text adventures used to just, you type it in and it scroll off the screen. And because of what I'm doing in the end, I don't necessarily want that. So that means everything that I want to do. Yeah, it's something you have to think about, isn't it? The parser portion is not going to be until afterwards, so this first thing can be handled just like static rooms, right? They'll have a description. They'll have your I guess kind of need to do more thinking along those lines too, right? Make each text one screen worth of text. So even with the parser, do I want to do it like a traditional? Because eventually it's not going to be scrolling text at all. don't know. I'll have to consider that later, I guess. Okay. Do I want to pull up some story? Let's pull up my adventure notes. Let's go here. Okay. You won't be able to see this right now because I don't have it set to... I think I should have it set to the Redot window, right? Yeah. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to go to dev stuff, and I want to, I guess, go into Enchanted Lands because I think that's where it's at. The design notes. So let's just do a thing here. I don't need to do that right now. Let's just close that. Okay. Here, just to show you what I am doing right now, let's switch over to the browser window. Not the browser window. Oh, you know what? Okay, let's add another scene here. Let's call this text LibreOffice. I don't know. Writer. Okay. Let's add a window capture. Okay. 2. And instead of Discord, let's see, what do we want here? Dev stuff, Enchanted Lands. There we go. LibreOffice Writer. Okay. And let's go ahead and copy. Let's copy this. Copy, copy, copy. Let's do that. Let's paste. There we go. Okay, so just to show you what I'm looking at. Actually, you know what? Let's whoops. Wrong thing. Do that. So it's blanked out for a little while. No, I don't want to learn what's new. Okay. This is just a blurb. I'll read it to you here in just a second. Let's go back to Redot. And but this is going to take a long time just to get this going here. Let's go ahead and paste. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Okay. Take a magical vacation, slay a dragon, rescue a princess, become a great and powerful wizard, or stay at one of our many fine hotels. Anything that's possible. At least that's what the brochure says. Enchanted Land, this magical resort kingdom's not doing so well. The king seems to be acting strangely. Enchanted Enterprises has been bought out by Enchanted Holdings Inc. Administration has closed the various magical training schools, and a dark presence has returned from banished realms. Is there no one that can solve these mysteries? Will the schools ever reopen? Will there ever be any more stupendous vacation deals? Stay tuned. Enchanted Lands is a magical vacation getaway situated in the sunny nexus between worlds. The ridiculously wealthy can indulge, where the ridiculously wealthy can indulge their fantasies. I should actually change that. A true-to-life magic kingdom that makes its money on tourism has fallen on hard times. You control a band of adventurers. They restore peace and balance to the kingdom as well as a positive cash flow. And that's basically the kind of the premise of the whole game, actually. So everything's going badly in the lands, and they need to restore it, basically. So, this is what I want to do. I want to save. Save that. Okay, so there's a deal here. Where did it say that node? No, not node. Oh, this node doesn't have a control parent. So let's go and let's look up what that means here. So we'll switch to the browser and check that out in the browser. Redot, go dot, rich text label, and wait, what to say? This node doesn't have a control parent. This node doesn't have a control parent. Indicates the rich text label node in your Godot project is not properly attached to a control node, which is required parent. For it to properly ensure that the rich text has a valid control parent. Here review possible solutions. Add a control node as a parent. New control node, node 2D or 3D, and add the rich text label node as its child. This will provide the necessary control parent for the rich text label. Use a container node as a parent. Display dynamic content. Consider using a container node as its parent. This will allow you to manage the layout and positioning of the rich text label within the container. Check node hierarchy. Verify the rich text label is properly nested within the scene hierarchy. Make sure it's not accidentally placed outside of a controller container node. Ensure it's not a direct child of the scene root. Instead, place it within a controller container node to establish the necessary parent-child relationship. So, what is the purpose of that? Maybe someone could tell me. Obviously, if there is not that many people in the chat, maybe. Looks like a couple though. Got 2. Let's see. I actually have chat in the chat, in the actual stream chat. One other person. Why Redot? Is it any better? Going to be the same without the doc, obviously. The community should be more liberal. Generally, the same documentation should generally be the same too, I would expect. Quite correct. Documentation is always a concern. It's because that woke thingy, often overlooked and sorely missed. Yep, that's how it started. Devising the user base isn't a good idea. Using free will is as liberal as it can be. Blah blah blah. Okay, I gotta put something into the chat here. As I understand it, there were some things that the Redot devs weren't fixing or updating, which supposedly some in the community wanted fixed. I think the woke thingy was just what do you call that? Catalyst? Was just, I don't know what that word is that I'm looking for. Was just catalyst, I guess, get it going. What? Oh, you can only do a certain amount of characters in the chat. Okay. I think the woke stuff was just a catalyst to get things going. In any case, Redot right now is just pretty much Godot with a new user interface. Well, it's the same user interface really, with different colors. At least as far as I know, they replaced all the references to Godot with Redot. Okay. That's cool. You know, I actually have this as like a separate stream for some reason. Of course, when I hit select stream in OBS, it's still showing the upcoming devcast, which wasn't upcoming at all. It was just something that I was messing around with, and somehow it got into that. So I don't know, as far as streaming goes, if I should always work off of the same stream, or if I should always start a new stream. I'm not really sure how that's working out. But right now, I'm on a different stream, so I guess it doesn't matter. Anyways, what time is it? It's almost 3 o'clock. I'm going to take a little break here, assuming that anybody else that's watching isn't bored to tears. They might want to break too. Or maybe because you're bored to tears, you might want to break. So yeah, I'm gonna put on the quote-unquote intermission page. It's just a screen that I was using as a sort of like a startup screen, like a sketch of a castle, and I wrote Enchanted Lands and whatever. It looks kind of junky, but that's okay. It doesn't need to be fancy. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna go dark and silent for 5 to 10 minutes maybe. Okay, so I am coming back, and I guess here, let's switch back to Redot. Here, we're in the cowlick. Okay, so I have thought it over a little bit, and what the heck? Oh, you're not hearing the desktop audio. I'm hearing the desktop audio from my own browser window. Okay, give me give me a second. Okay, there we go. Not that anybody's watching except for you, rookie, but there. That way, you probably didn't even hear it because I have the desktop audio muted right now. But I do have my live stream running in a browser tab. So, anyways. Okay, so what I was thinking is that that each screen is going to be static for one thing. I'm not going to have a back scroll like you do on a traditional text adventure. You know, because back in the day it was all console is all it was, right? In fact, a console terminal display was just a terminal display. It had some memory for text, and so you type the text and returned, and then it kept scrolling up the screen, and then later the computers did the same thing. So whenever you played a text adventure on a computer, a regular text mode text game, it would do the same thing. Now I could actually create I could create a system like that. In fact, there's a tutorial on building a text adventure that I went through that does that, where you type it in and then it goes on the screen and it scrolls up the screen, and you have a back scroll and whatever, which is cool. But since the end goal is not going to be like that, the end goal is going to be a fully interactive, like a regular game, which means it might have scrolling screens, but it's going to be camera movement anyways. It's not even going to be like a traditional 2D scrolling anyways. But there won't be scrolling screens. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that all of my decision points and all my paragraphs and stuff fit on a screen. Might have multiple pages. I might allow that. Whereas, I'll probably structure it like you would when programming it in any other system, where you have like rooms or scenes or whatever you want to call it. You can call it a room because that's the way the original adventure, I guess, Colossal Cave Adventure. They were called, each of the caves are called rooms. And so you can call it a room. So a room is going to, at the start, it's going to have a page, and it's going to have the decision points on the screen, and it's not going to scroll, it's not going to go past the screen. If I want more, multiple paragraphs in a scene or a room, then I will page it, do it by page. Which means you won't be able to see, when we get to the text parser portion, you won't really be able to see your previous commands and stuff. It'll enter it in, and I think this is the way the Sierra ones worked. In fact, let's take a kind of a quick look here. Okay, so let's switch to the browser, and let's go to YouTube. Here, let's do a search for let's do a search for one of my favorites, Space Quest 3. The Pirates of Pestilon. DOS. Here, I guess here I'll just show a little bit. The sound won't be on. That's okay, because that's not really the important thing. Is not the sound. I don't think I have the desktop audio on, so it should be fine. So let's jump a little bit. Okay, so this is how they did it, right? Closer look at the object here, and so you're able to move the arrow keys. And this is the early days, right? 80s. Look, ship, see? And then the input box would close, and so you don't have a back scroll in these. So this is how I am going to do my thing. It'll have description boxes, right? It'll have a scene. In fact, this is actually kind of a good way to set it up anyways, because eventually I'll have the deal where it's a background. Interesting. I can do it. I can actually do it just like this. That's kind of cool. But even the text version will be like this. So see. So basically, you type it in something, the box closes. That's a good way. You can pop it up and everything. Actually, I can keep it on the screen in my text versions. I don't have to actually like remove it or whatever. But yeah, we can do something like that. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, let's go back to Godot. Okay. And let's see, Godot. Go to there. Go to Redot. Sorry, Redot, Godot. Using them interchangeably, but eventually I won't. And let's go. Okay. Let's actually switch there. Alright, now. I'm going to do something here. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Now, nothing should appear on the screen probably because I don't have I don't have a control node and anything like that. I just have this rich text label and I got it in here, and so nothing should show up really. So let's just see what happens when I do this. Okay, nothing does show up. Okay, that's kind of what I expected, sort of. Oh, no, it's actually showing it. Oh, awesome. Yeah. So there we go. It's actually maybe I'll make the text bigger. I don't know. I'm not sure. And right now I'll leave it at 720. We'll just see where to go from there. So that's good. That's good. Okay, so That's good. What do I want to do though? Do I want a text box as a, you know, Godot had this deal about making these scenes, right? So you could actually use a single sprite or a single like node as a scene, and you could save it as a scene and then bring it in whenever you wanted. I wonder if that would be a good idea to do for this. Make the rich text label, make it a description box. Let me think. Be able to change the description box. Gotta have a place to be able to save them, and you have to be able to. Honestly, I kind of don't know what I'm doing because there are different ways to do this, right? So, like, rich text label or a text label, whatever. Has text, right? So what if I want to change the text in real time? You know, where do I save the text? Do I save the text in a script? To have a script that has all my text in it, and just like load in the strings using GD script. Maybe that's how I should do it, right? And then I can load in any text that I want to via script. It'll have to be via the script though, right? Let's think for a second. The text doesn't need to be centered, but the box should be centered. Yeah, maybe that's how I do it. Okay. So the question here is, my base scene, how do I display this label over the top of my 3D scene? Is there something special I need to do? To make it transparent? Like, the box shouldn't have a color in it, right? So let's see here. Transform. So how do we do it to where it's over the top here? This is like, okay, so this is like I said, base scene. Can we add? Let's add a node, child node. 3D, static body 3D. 3D physics body specialized for characters moved by script. A 3D physics body that can't be moved by external forces will move manually. It doesn't affect other bodies in its path. Okay, let's make it a static body. I don't really care. Create. Okay. Static body 3D, and here. What does this say? Has no shape, so it can't collide or interact. It doesn't really need to collide or interact, but we will go ahead and add. Maybe I don't want a collision shape, right? I want a, let's see here. Collidable collision object. I need something visible. Let's see some here. Change type. What do we got? 3D. Make sure I get the 3D nodes. Animatable character, physical, rigid. area 3D, animated sprite 3D, sprite 3D, digital instance 3D, geometry entrance. A primitive, right? Because really all I just want is something that can be displayed. I probably need a light or something, but let's do that. Let's change it to that. Now, what happens when I try to run it? Is it just the text that shows over it? Is it this that shows? Does one show behind the other? What do we got? Just the text. Okay. All right. So let's go into the browser, and we'll go. I like the simplicity of these old graphics. It's only 16 colors. It's done in vector. I mean, this wasn't even this isn't even a raster like a paint program. It's all done with vectors, and then of course they have like gradient fills and stuff. I guess it was to keep the size down because discs were small back then. And anyways, let's where's the browser? There's the browser. Okay. If you wonder what I do half the time I'm looking at OBS, and I switch to the deal, but I'm not actually in the browser. So now I'm switched to the browser. So how do I display a label over the top of a 3D scene? We'll say in Godot. Maybe we'll see what the Brave's Leo AI assistant says. Label 3D, which is a built-in node for running 3D text. That's not really what I want. Display a 2D label over the top of 3D scene. We'll see it like that. Using the label node with a viewport, create a viewport node in your scene and set its camera property to 2D camera. Add a label node as a child of the viewport. This will render the text in 2D. Position and scale the label node as needed to overlay the 3D scene. To ensure the label node is rendered on top of the 3D scene, set its z-index property to value higher than the 3D scene nodes. Okay. Okay. The 3 using 3D text plugin optional. Huh. So I'll need to create a viewport node. 2D camera. Okay. Let's do something else here. We'll go back to Godot. Redot. Sorry, Redot. Whatever. Okay, let's put this up here like this. So that way. Now, more than likely what it will do is it will just show black screen if it shows anything at all. Or it will show the text because this is not how it works. Okay, let's see how it works. See, it's still showing me the text. Let's do something different then. Let's go ahead and toggle visibility. Oh, that's not it though, is it? Alright. That's not what I wanted anyways. Here, you know what? I'm just going to delete this. Because maybe what I first want to do is I want to set up a 3D scene. And just a basic deal shows a cube, maybe with a single light and a camera. I probably need a camera. That's probably why it's not showing. But let's just delete that. Okay, so we'll delete that. We got this. Okay. And let's see what happens when I run it. Nothing, right? Nothing. Because I probably need to add a camera, right? Camera. Add child node. Camera. Camera 3D. Create. Okay. I don't know what that will do, but let's see what happens when I do that. Nothing? Okay, nothing. Let's put this as a... Wait a second. Okay. Let's drag it back here. Now let's see what happens. Now, is it just because there's no light that you don't see? Oh, okay, you do see something. Awesome. That's exactly what I wanted. What do I want it to do though? Let's drag it like this. Okay. And I forget how to rotate. Rotate, is that the rotate mode? That's rotate mode. That. And then this. Like that. And save it and preview. Okay. Let's move it up there. Let's go back to rotate. That. Then. Now the thing is I want to angle it down, so how do I angle it down? That's not really what I want to do. How do I reset the rotation? Transform. Zero. Zero. Okay. Rotation 0. 0. And 0. Okay. Let's do this. Move it up. Okay. Now let's take the rotation again and just angle it down. Then we'll move it. Move it off to this ways. And then we'll do the rotation again. And we'll angle it like that. And we'll save it. And we'll preview it. And that's good. Now I need a light. Let's add a light. I'll have to see what that little blue spot on it means. Anyways, add child node, light. I don't know, directional light, omni light, spotlight, directional, distance as from the sun, omni, okay, and spotlight. Let's do a directional light, create. Here, I want to see what it looks like. maybe it doesn't matter if I move it. Rotate. What's scaling it? Can we scale it? I guess you can't really scale it, can you? Okay, that's alright. Energy. 10. Okay, let's preview that. Super bright. Okay, we don't want it that bright. Let's do something here though. I can move it, right? And rotate it. Okay. Well, let's see how far I can move it. Honestly, at this point, it doesn't matter because all I'm doing is kind of playing around with it. And enter. Save. Wait. Okay, let's put it back to 1 then. Let's see what happens. Okay. I'll have to figure out how to do sunlight later at some point. Okay. So now let's do something else. And let's go ahead and add. Let's go ahead and add child node container. Okay. What does that say? Serves no purpose. Well, I might end up doing a script, but rich text label. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to add a script or not, so let's see. Okay. Some long text, some text. Here, let's just do. Let me do the thing. You know the thing. Copy. Paste. And then let's do the layout, the minimum size. We are going to say I don't know. I'm going to say 1280 to start with. And then we're going to go to, where is it at? Wait, am I still in? Wait, am I still, where am I at? I'm still in Redot. Okay, good. Is it theme overrides? Can't remember. Constants, not constants. Theme, not theme. What am I looking for? trying to look at the thing that visibility. The thing that shows me colors, styles, not styles. That's right. I can't. Oh, I can open style though. Okay, that doesn't really matter to me right now. Oh, no, it's in layout. Where was the thing that I could set it to fill? Transform, right? Container sizing. There we go. Okay, so how come that didn't do anything? That's interesting. Okay. I have a lot to learn, don't I? Well, how come I got fill on both of these? How come they don't expand? Something to do with the container, am I right? Layout. I don't know, 1280. Let's see what happens when I do that. Transform. No, container sizing. Expand. Expand. That still didn't work. Huh, I'm gonna have to learn how to. If I do it, okay, so I just do this and I remove this. Okay, delete the container. I have the minimum deal. Anchors preset. Expand. Expand. How come? How come it's not expanding? I don't get it. Okay, whatever. That didn't do anything. Well, I guess there's that. I don't know if that even does what I wanted to do, because what happens if I... Alright, whatever. Let's see what happens when I hit play. Okay, good. Text over the top, right? Let's duplicate it here. Okay. Let's save and let's play. Awesome. So I didn't need a separate camera. That seems to work, at least right now. Alrighty, we're kind of getting somewhere now. Okay, so time is it? It's almost time to be done here, and which is fine. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I guess I learned a few things, anyways. Not a whole lot, but some things. I learned that I can have text over the top of a 3D scene, and it doesn't seem to have a problem. It probably still needs a control node of some sort. It doesn't have a control parent, which uh, can I reparent to a new node? Okay, let's do control. We'll parent to a control node right now. Okay, like that. Well, that's weird, isn't it? How come? Okay. Layout, inner sizing, fill, expand. How come that doesn't work? Well, I'll have to figure out how to do it. I mean, I can do it with the anchor thingy here, I think. Okay, 1280. How come? Okay, custom minimum size. Does this have a custom minimum size too? Yes. So how come it's going over the size if it has a custom minimum size? I don't know. I think I'm gonna call it a day though here. It's about time, I think. What does everyone else think? I didn't make that much progress, but kind of made some progress, I think. We'll see what happens. Tomorrow I am going to attempt to use Blender video sequence editor to edit these two streams into like a 5-minute video, which I didn't do that much, but just we're gonna see if we can work it. I'm gonna see if I can stream that as well, see if it doesn't like kill my system or something. So yeah, so I guess thanks for those of you who watched, and I will be back tomorrow probably, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.